Our little saying is, until there's a cure, there is camp. A place where they can learn to live with it until the cure is found.
I mean, I realize what we pay in tuition doesn't even begin to cover what the cost of camp is.
What it does for these kids and these families, these kids are so empowered when they're here, and they feel so in control. They've got role models to look up to. Give back, you know, why give to get experiences like this?
I was asking my son, and he said, you know, Mom, it's the only place I feel normal. And they don't ask me about what all the stuff I'm carrying around. They all know.
We're changing day to day.
These kids need it. The adults need it. Diabetes is a disease that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. You learn from day to day. You learn from other people, other families. You learn from doctors. I'm not talking about the doctors you go and see once every month, once every 3 months. This is nice because you're spending a weekend or a week with these families and kids. And just to see the energy of the kids and the growth that they take on from this experience is pretty priceless, and it's hard to get that somewhere else.
To know that there were people out there long before we had diabetes who cared enough to set up a place for this relationship building to happen and for the kids to learn about their own management, learn about their own bodies, and in a way that as parents, this is something we can't give them. If you're not a diabetic parent or having diabetes yourself, it's something that we can't teach them, and that's why camp has to exist. The counselors are there who have been down this road before them, who know what they're going through or what they will be going through, and help them in a way that as much as I can check his blood sugar in the middle of the night, as much as, you know, we can go through the day to day, it's something, some of the tricks of the trade that I would never be able to tell him, and camp needs to be here.
It's the place where we're normal and everyone understands everything, and you're not alone, and it's so magical because I can breathe, I can relax, I can relate to everyone. I'm no longer isolated. My child is not different. He's the same as everyone else, and it's a feeling that unless you've lived it, you can't describe.
To know that there's always going to be a resource here and that it's going to be okay. And I think diabetes isolates you, and when you're here you realize you're not isolated, that you just have to ask for a helping hand, and you can find it if you need it.
Before I came to camp, I thought that diabetes was a factor that I just wouldn't be able to do certain things, like play like certain sports or whatnot, but coming to camp just made me realize that anyone that has diabetes can do anything that they want as long as they put their mind to it and they really work hard.
After seeing everybody up here and seeing how well they manage themselves or not, and see how people have turned themselves around in taking care of themselves, I mean, it's really eye-opening, and it's the most important thing.
I wouldn't have a life without camp. It has been there with me since I was really young, and I would probably still not be here today without camp.
Camp has definitely influenced my diabetes. I learned how to give myself shots here. I learned how to test my blood sugar. I learned how to count carbohydrates. If I hadn't come to camp, I wouldn't have any idea of how to control what's going on with my body.
I'm sure everyone here is just appreciative. They keep this camp running, and everyone here loves this camp.
I want to thank the sponsors a lot, because without them I wouldn't be able to come up here every year, and this place is really like my second home.
I was diagnosed over 16 years ago with diabetes and was told that the cure would be found. It's right around the corner. We're gonna see it. Although there is hope for the cure, and I'm absolutely hoping that there will be in my lifetime, people should donate to camp because it allows a place for kids to feel normal and accept themselves and to stay healthy until that cure is found. Camp allows a place with education, with support, and love to keep people on track until that cure is found.
We're changing day to day. Tell me, where do the children play?